Hello, 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 hello. Hey, everybody. Long time no see. I know it's been a long time. I am so sorry about that. But how are you today? Everybody, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk, let's talk. You see the title in the description, it says existing versus living. So we're going to have a little chit chat about that, okay, guys? Because I think this is a huge problem that we have in our society. I know it's not talked about a lot, but we're going to talk about it today, okay? We are going to talk about it today. How is your day going? Come on in. I want you guys to talk back to me, okay? But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you for commenting. Thank you. Okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we're going to have a little chit chat today. So everybody just come on in and let's have a little talky talk, right? Let's talk about, I know it's deep, I know it's kind of heavy, but, it happens and we need to talk about it. We need to address it. We need to change it. We need to do a lot of things about this situation. And so the question is, are you existing or are you living? Are you existing or are you living? What are you doing? Do you know the difference between the two? Let's figure this out. Yeah, I'm putting on my glasses. Hey. Okay, so let's talk about it. Are you living or are you existing? I want to know, because I'm asking this question because there was a point in my life where I was just existing. Okay. And I didn't realize it at first, until I think when I started writing. And that's where the title of my book came, Existing Instead of Living. And I really started to pay attention. And I was like, wow, I feel like I've just been existing and not truly really living life. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. Okay, so let's know the difference between living and existing. Okay, even though you are existing, you are still alive, right? You're still alive, but are you truly living life? So let's see what some things, looking at my notes, guys, but let's see what existing is and let's see what living is, right? Okay, so are you living or existing? Living means you are enjoying your life. You savor every moment of life. You have joy. You have purpose. You're walking in purpose. You're thriving. Okay? Living means to be alive actively living, experiencing life, pursuing your passions and your dreams, taking risks. Okay? That's what it is to live. So again, living is when you are enjoying life, you are savoring every moment of it, you are having joy in your life, you have purpose, you're thriving, you're taking risk, you are actively living, actively doing something, actively experiencing life, pursuing passions and dreams. That's living, okay? That's what living is. Now, let's talk about existing, okay? Because we need to know that there's a difference. There is a big, huge difference from living versus existing. So, if you're just existing, right, you are basically just living at an inferior level, okay, under adverse circumstances. So, look at your life and just see. You are just basically in survival mode. You're just surviving. You're not prevailing in anything. You're not pursuing anything. You are lacking. almost like a slow death. Of course, you're not dying per se, but it's almost like a slow death because there's no joy, there's no happiness. Most of the time, there's no peace. Um, you're just surviving. You're really just, you know, it's like without feeling life, without really going through life with happiness. And life just kind of happens to you. You're just kind of going through the motions of life. You get up, get yourself together, you leave the house, you go to work, you come home, and that's that. You don't do anything. You're not actively pursuing life. You're not actively, walking with a purpose. You're just, I'm here, I'm surviving, I'm doing what I have to do to get by. That's existing. You're not truly living your life if you're doing that. So, my question is, after you figured out, am I living or am I existing? What do you do when you find out? What do you do when you find out that, hey, I'm not truly living, but I'm kind of just existing. I'm just kind of here going through the motions. I'm not actively, pursuing anything as far as like your passions, your dreams, or just joy, peace. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you doing? What do you do when you figure that out? Okay, so I'll just say this. I figured out that I was just existing. And I was very unhappy, but I didn't know what to do, right? Now, I have God in my life, and I know some of us do and some of us don't. Some of us know him, some of us don't, right? But this works for everybody, whether you believe it or not, okay? I really had to allow God to be the head over my life. I couldn't try to give him some of my issues and none of my issues, or only keep part of it to myself. I couldn't do that because obviously what I was doing wasn't working. I really did need him. I needed, his strength and his guidance in my life. Okay? And we all need that because he knows what we need. He has the wisdom that we need. He has the power that we don't have, to move things along and to even just speak to you and to let you know more about you. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a very scary feeling. It also is something that you might feel, sometimes you might feel a little shameful about it, when you realize that you just been skating by and just getting by and not really fully living life, and you maybe don't even want to talk about it because it might be hurtful or embarrassing or something like that. But when I think about my life, so many things, even from a child on up, I was a person, I was very shy and introverted, but I didn't start off that way, but I had things that happened in my life that kind of brought me to that place to where I kind of went inside of myself and became like a shell of who I was meant to be, and I wasn't actively pursuing things, and it's like I forgot about my dreams, and I just wasn't doing anything, to actually live. I was just getting by, even in jobs. I had certain jobs and they weren't jobs that I wanted. But, I was like, okay, well, I need a job because I got bills, so I'm going to work here. And, I was hating that job and knew it wasn't anything that I wanted to do. And, didn't have a whole lot of relationships with people. It was just, I'm telling you, it's not the easiest life. It is not the easiest life. And I don't want somebody else to continue existing just like that. I want you to live. I want you to be happy. I want you to have joy. I want you to have peace. I want you to pursue life. I want you to, pick up those dreams that God has been giving you, things that He's placed in your heart. I want you to follow them and pursue them, those passions. I want you to actively live. I want you to have joy. I want you to seek out, things. I want you to, I want you to experience life, go places, take risks. And I don't mean like crazy risks, but I mean, just do something that you don't normally do. Do something to, shake yourself out of this sleep and slumber that you've been in. I want you to do something that you're passionate about. It's time to live. It is time to live. It's time to live and not just exist. So I just wanted to come on and have a quick little chit chat so we can understand, like, we're not meant to just live like that. We're not meant to do that. Hey, yeah, we're not meant to just be existing and just going through everyday life, doing the same thing, but not really fully living. We're not meant to do that because that's not going to make for a happy life. I'm just going to be honest with you. When you're just getting by, when you're just doing, what needs to be done, but you're not actively fully living. So let's go over it again, right? What's living and what is existing. Okay, so you can know the difference. So you can see those signs in your life. I started noticing I was fully grown. And then it kind of hit me one day. It was like, man, I'm really not fully, living. I think I'm just existing. I just feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel stuck. I feel stagnant. I don't feel that joy. I don't, and this is the whole time, and I have God, and I just didn't even understand what was going on with me. And I was not like fully walking in this life. I was just here. Okay? I was just here. And it was very sad. And it's like, I probably wept a little bit for all the time that I let slide by and, was wasted. But, God redeems time. And so I fully expect for Him to even give me those years that I was not living. Give them back to me because He can do that. He can redeem time. He can make up some time for you because that's just how He is. Because He loves us and He wants what is best for us. So let's go over living versus existing. So when we are fully living, we are enjoying our life. We are savoring every moment. We have joy. We have purpose and we walk in that purpose. We are really thriving. Okay, we are thriving. And we are actively living and we are actively experiencing life. We are pursuing our passions. We are taking risks. And we are fully actively walking life out. Okay? That's living. Thriving. Now, let's look at existing, okay? Because it's the complete opposite. You may be alive, but that's all you are, okay? You're just alive when you're existing. You're not fully living, right? Okay, so existing means we are, we are living at an inferior level of life, meaning it's subpar, okay? It's not up to standards, right? Sometimes you have adverse circumstances when we're just existing, because sometimes there's turmoil going on in your life and that causes it. You're just basically in survival mode, right? You're just surviving. You're not prevailing. You're not winning at anything because you're just here. You're just standing still, being stagnant. So you're not prevailing. There's probably lack in your life. Lacking something. Okay, you can name 10 things that you might be lacking, right? And it's almost like a slow death. because you're not living with joy. You're just getting by. You're just getting up, washing yourself, going out to work or wherever you have to go. You come back home, you don't do anything else. I don't, sometimes you might have friends, sometimes maybe not. You're not actively living. And most of the time, I'm telling you, it will cause a depression. You can be in a depression and don't even know you're in a depression. And that's what existing will do. So it is the complete opposite of living. And we don't want that. And I don't want that for you, because I did that for many, many years. I did that. And I don't want that for you. I want better for you. I want you to understand that you don't have to stay there. And my refuge was God. He talked to me and ministered unto me and to my heart and worked on me and encouraged me even. God encourages us too. He encouraged me. He helped me to see certain things, that how I got to that point where I was just here and not really living. I just was here. I wake up, I do what I got to do, and I come home, and that's it. I don't do nothing else. I don't do anything that's joyful. So I wasn't really fully walking in joy. So I didn't really have any happiness. I just was here. I'm alive. That was it. But I wasn't living. So I want you to see those signs in your life. I want you to really sit down, take a moment, and maybe think and write some things down. Write down, first question, am I living or am I existing? And then based off of what we talked about today, you'll see whether you're living or existing. And then if you're living, great, fine. Keep up the good work. But if you're just existing, something's going to have to change. You're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to. And I think the next video we'll talk about what steps we can take to make for sure we're going to step into living our lives rather than just existing and being here. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed today. I enjoyed it. And I want you to go out there and seize the day. Seize your moment. And I want you to live. I don't want you to just exist. I want you to love life and experience life in its full, in totality. That's what I want for you. So, like I said, I was going to kind of keep it kind of short. I don't want to keep you all day. But I did just want to bring that situation out to the forefront, because a lot of times it's not talked about, and we need to deal with this, because it's time for us to move forward, and it's time for us to live. It's time for us to seize the day. And I will see you soon. Have an awesome day, and God bless.